Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. The game of love talk, Singhrow. So Maharaj says, only those who love God will obtain God. Singhrow Gobi Singh Ji. So how do we love God? We see God Ekamkar in everybody. We don't harm or kill none of God's creatures. We don't kill animals and eat them. Self-defense is something else, but we don't commit oppression or cruelty or brutality on any creature of Waheguru. That's how we love God. How do we show we love God? We pass the test of life. How do we pass the test of life is, instead of indulging in Maya and Galjog, we drop an arm, do seva, help humanity, teach kids Sikhi. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So only those who love God. So only those who really love God. You can't get to God through formality or rituals. Only pure love from the heart can get you the one with Waheguru, and God recognizes pure love from the heart. And people that have had pure love from the heart for God, have had pure love from the heart for God, have showed it in our history, day in, day out. So Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji on Ang 1410 says, if you desire to play this game of love with me, then step onto my path with your head in hand. When you place your feet on this path, give me your head, and do not pay any attention to public opinion. Waheguru. So Shahid Baba Deep Singh Ji, at the time the Mughals were committing crimes on the Sikh people. The Mughals was the government. The Mughals made the law. Baba Deep Singh Ji and all the Sikhs that fought back were seen as criminals. They were seen as outlaws, but they didn't care. They were seen as terrorists, but they didn't care. They defended Sikhi, they defended humanity. They done what is right. They didn't care what people thought of them. They done what they had to do. They only cared about what Galpur Waheguru thought of them. Obviously they're going to break the law, because people that are making the law are the ones that are committing crime, so they're going to become outlaws and fight them people. Do you know what I mean? Every government these days, even if they're doing wrong and you go and you say the right thing, they call you a criminal. Do you know what I mean? It's happening all over the world. Look what's happening in Iran these days. They've done the wrong thing, the people are protesting and they're getting shot down. They're getting known as the criminal. The same thing happened in 1984. Due to the government's got power, propaganda and stuff like that, the real people that are standing up for justice were known as terrorists and criminals, while the real terrorists and criminals were known as like righteous leaders. So Maharaj says in this Shabad 1288 Sri Granth Sahib Ji, the beggar is known as an emperor, and the fool is known as a religious scholar. The blind man is known as a seed. This is how people talk. The troublemaker is called a leader, and the liar is seated with honor. O Nanak, the Gurmukhs know that this is justice in the dark age of Kaljog. So in Kaljog, this is what's going to happen. The people that stick up for justice will end up in jail. The people that stick up for justice and righteousness, they will be known as terrorists. That's what happens if you stand up for the true thing. But the people that are bombing innocent people, the people that are fighting over greed for petrol, or the people that are, you know, just going in and massacring people, because they're governments, because they've got power, they sit in their seats with honor and people call them leaders. But they're the real troublemakers, and Barney backs that. So them days, the Singhs who had true love for Sikhi didn't care about public opinion. If you look at a lot of Sikhs today, it's all about public opinion. No one wants to do the right thing because they care what the public thinks, what the media thinks. No matter what you do or how much you try to please people, until you don't please the Guru, it ain't worth living. You have to please the Guru. If you try to live your life for other people, then you're not a Sikh of the Guru. Maharaj said, come with your head in your hand if you want to play this game of love with me. If you want to play with the media, then play with the media, but the media is just going to screw you anyway. Do you know what I mean? No matter how nice Sikhs have been, Sikhs always get screwed over in the media anyway. So anyway, if you look at Mr. Trimmy here, he keeps a lot of Singhs, or I call them like trim Singhs. They keep their gears, but they trim their beard. That's all to do with public opinion. Most of the time, it's to do with like getting married and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like in Sikhi, the principles that Maharaj told us was not to put a genchi on any part of your hair. So whether you keep your hair on your head, then you cut your beard, like, you know, you're still putting a genchi. You're still disrespecting the gears. You're still disrespecting hair on your body. The whole point of Sikh is not to disrespect the hair on your body. So it doesn't matter what part of your body you disrespect your hair, you're not living Sikhi. But you're going through the hard part. You're keeping the star on your head, you're keeping your head on your gears, but you know, just because a little bit I don't know why people do that, you know what I mean? If you're gonna do something, do it all the way. Do you know what I mean? So Maharaj says, the messenger of death does not leave the hypocrite. He is led away in dishonor. Bless all, you get me? So Maharaj gave us the roop of shares. So if you look at Rayat Namme, Maharaj ensures that we keep the roop of shares. Maharaj said, a Sikh must be distinguished by a turban, the star, a fine flowing beard, and uncut case. He must never use a razor or remove his beard. That's Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji's code of conduct. But for public opinion, we don't keep fine flowing beards, or we don't keep our beards at all. We tie them up, we try hiding them. So if you're going to keep your beard and try hiding it, what's the point? I can understand if Singhs are working in factories, or you know, they have to cover it because they're painting or whatever. Fair enough, that's common sense reasons. Do you know what I mean? That's for safety and stuff. But if you look at the next picture, people just, no point in having a beard if you're going to hide it, because Maharaj said let it flow like a share. Look at this picture, you can tell who the share is and who the puppet is. You know what I mean? Guru Gobind Singh shared, ready, with his head in his hand, and he proved it as well. Then you got Mr. Puppet there, who, you know, is hiding his beard, is hiding the nishani of Sikhi, the share roop. Maharaj gave us the Kara. The Kara is iron cerebral for a reason, for many reasons. The Kara is the Guru's. The Kara is like, it was used for defensive weapon, block sword blows. It's used to remind you of handcuffs. It's used to remind you that God has no start and beginning. It gives iron to your body. But one of the main things the Kara's iron is because iron resembles pure strength, purity and strength. But these days, to fit in with the bling bling thing, man's up making the Kara gold. That takes the whole essence of the Kara away when you make the Kara gold. You know what I mean? Can you still even call it a Kara? I don't know. You know what I mean? So Maya is an illusion, yeah. So, you know, forget public opinion. If you're having doubts about, you know, your singing or your singing, you're thinking, I ain't gonna get married or this and that and all that, and you know, all your friends are telling you come out for a drink, or why are you keeping your hair, just cut your hair and that, have a bob cut. Also, all these girls, yeah, they dress up, do everything just to find a little Superman. But one thing they forget, yeah, is death. When you die, no Mr. Superman can save you from death. No Superman's gonna come with you. No Superman's gonna save you from reincarnation. No Superman's gonna get you to God. Do you know what I mean? So all these people that are doing these artificial things, right, trying to please the world, care about public opinion, they've forgotten about Waheguru and they've forgotten about death. The two things that are guaranteed, the two things that are always there. All these Supermans come and go. All these hairstyles come and go. Your Joe ain't gonna go with you. Your barbers that gives you discounts ain't gonna go with you, yeah? So, you know, when you next man's living up, he's got a bit of a problem, he goes to the drink for refuge and he sits down and goes, oh, I needed that. Or, you know, he takes refuge in the betting shop and he's got his friends there and he's gambling his money away. Or he goes and spends his money that he's got earned all his life, and he's spending money and he's like, yeah, this is wicked, man. None of that's gonna go with you. You know what I mean? Only good Sikhi nama bya seva, good deeds will go with you. But one thing I guarantee you, people, if you become Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sikh, JAGOWALE, Dasam Pita, when you do die, the angel of death will shiver. He won't come near you, because you said Guru Gobind Singh Ji Singh, Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Not upper Khandis, you believe in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, and you're living by the code of conduct that Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave us. Even Dharmaraj will shiver, Dharmaraj will shiver as well. Maharaj will send Shaheed Singhs or Shaheed Singhs to come and get you. When you die, you'll be known as Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji's KHALSA. The world hereafter respects Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji. They don't respect your Bacardi bottle, they don't respect your trimmer, they don't respect your razors, they don't respect the meat you gob down. They respect Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, because Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj is a form of Waheguru. Sri Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj still exists today. The soul of Sri Guru Gobind Singh Maharaj, people still get darshan of. Maharaj is there. Just because we can't see Maharaj doesn't mean Maharaj ain't there. We can't see the radio waves that transmit the waves to our radios, but the radio waves are still there. How do we become Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sikhs? Maharaj has given us codes of conduct. The three main things is seva, simran and sacrifice. The three pillars of Sikhi. That's all Brahm Gyanis tell you about. Seva, simran and sacrifice. You conquer them free, you put them free in your life, you'll be going places. So Maharaj says, center your awareness on seva and focus your consciousness on the word of the Shabbat. Seva karo. Go and do the Jore seva. Go and clean the toilets, man. Do some seva. Those hands that ain't done seva ain't worth nothing. Sri Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj went to a king, and the king's prince was spoilt, and the prince thought he'd get blessings of Maharaj because the king respected Maharaj, and the prince went to give Bani to Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj, and Guru Gobind Singh Ji Maharaj said, let me feel your hand, and his hand was so soft, and he goes that Maharaj goes to him, you haven't done the work, you haven't served the people, and the prince goes, no, and he goes, until you don't do that, I'm not going to drink Bani from your hands. That's how important seva, how much important seva is. Blessed are that mortal beings who share the teachings with others and engage in altruistic service of doing good to others. So seva, selfless service. That's what that word means, the one that I couldn't say, yeah? Alright? So that's what it means, selfless seva. Who spread the teachings, who do prachar. Sikh is a missionary religion. Spread the prachar. You found something good, you found Sikh, don't keep it to yourself. Spread it, do prachar. Spread the divine teachings of Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji to the world. Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji done so much seva. We should be in the Guinness Book of Records, because since Guru Nanak Dev Ji has been born, there's been langars going on every day in thousands of Gurdwara all across the world. So we have a charity event every day where the poor can come and eat. No one can beat that. No one community can beat that. We should be in the Guinness Book of Records. To hold Krishna Pantali Karna, at least someone get in contact with the Guinness Book of Records, and Guru Nanak's name may flourish throughout the whole world for being holding the most charity events. The Sikh community deserve that honour. We deserve that title because no one else ain't done that. So worthless is the body that does not do good deeds to others. She ain't doing no good to others, worthless. So let's become Guru Gobind Singh Ji Sikhs, and let's go on this path. The Gurus helped in seva themselves. Help the ill, help the poor, help the greeb. We see a tramp on the street, we start dissing him in our head, bloody tramp. We don't go and help him. Don't always have to drop money off, because so if he's got alcoholic problem or drug problem, go and buy him some food from Greg's or something, man. Do you know what I mean? Be nice to people, man. They've got problems, that's why they're in that position. Who wants to be homeless out of their own will? Maharaj taught us compassion. The first Panch Pyara Daya Singh was compassion. O Nanak, the Gurmukhs find the diamond of the Lord by his kindness and compassion. You practice compassion, Maharaj will be kind to you, and you find Waheguru. How do we show compassion? Amritsar Sikhs are ordered to give 1/10 of their earnings to a charitable cause. So that Sikh obtains much honour in the world who earns by the sweat of their brow, and from that gives 1/10 to the Guru. So those who work hard with their hands and then give 1/10 to the Guru meaning charitable deeds. It's only £3 to save people's eyes. You know what I mean, in India. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji gave his head. We can't fill in a donor card and give organs when we're dead. Sri Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji gave his head while he's alive for others. We can't even fill in a donor card. That will help others. Do you know what I mean? Once you're dead, you don't need to face death, or you don't need to be brave. You know what I mean? Once you're dead, you ain't gonna feel no pain. So what? We see these tramps, we see women in trouble. What stops us helping other people's ego? Because we think better than the world. We think we're better than that person. I can't chat to that person. That person's from a so-called low caste, or that person smells, or that person's dirty, or that person does bad things. If you're not gonna chat to people with haircuts or isolate Munne, how are you gonna get them into Sikhi? Do you know what I mean? Muslims get everyone into Islam because they show love. Get me? They can get a slag and make her wear burqa because through love. Sikhs won't help a slag, a so-called slag. They'll just call her a slag and say that girl does this, that girl does that. You gotta tell her, Benji, them ways you're doing is wrong, man. This is the right way, and you have to form a sort of bond with them and show them that you care, not just slag them off. You know what I mean? So Maharaj says the self-willed manmukhs are polluted. They are filled with the pollution of egotism, wickedness and desire. So we might look the part, it doesn't mean that we're not, that we are the part. Because when we ain't helping other people, or we're isolating people, or looking down on people, then we're full of ego. When you're full of ego, you're full of wickedness. So chatting about prostitutes, when we see a prostitute, we probably say dirty slag, walk past, or dirty hooker. Anyone ever tried going to a prostitute and helping her? But Sikhi teaches us different. You get me? Anyone ever asked a prostitute, why do you do this? What's your problem and that? What's happening and that? Are you okay? You know, because you know you're selling your body and that. But I can't even talk. I ain't done it myself. Yeah, I'm full of bare ego. You know what I mean? So, but I'm telling you what Sikhi shows us. So Sikhi shows us this. Ganika the prostitute. O mind, contemplate the sanctuary of God. Meditate on Him in remembrance. Ganika the prostitute was saved. Enshrine His praises within your heart. So who was Ganika the prostitute? Bhagavadas-ji, who was a scribe of Sri Guru Arjan Dev-ji, describes the whole story. Ganika was a sinful prostitute who wore a necklace of misdeeds around her neck. Once a great man, a sant, Brahmjani, was passing by who halted in her courtyard. Seeing her bad plight, he became compassionate. See faster prostitute, I'll be saying dirty hole. I ain't gonna lie to you, that's what I'll be saying in my head. You know what I mean? Because we're so far away from Sikhi. And offered her a special parrot. He told her to teach the parrot to repeat the name of Ram, Waheguru, the immortal Lord. Having made her understand this fruitful trade, he then went away. Each and every day, with full concentration, she would teach the parrot to say Ram. So every day, yeah, before she went out on her misdeeds and that, she would say Ram, Ram, Ram. But as she's doing Ram, 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 she's waiting for the parrot to say it, but the parrot ain't doing it. As she's doing Ram, 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 she's clarifying her soul. Because Maharaj, Waheguru's name, Waheguru, Ram, Ram, Ram. However you recite God's name is a purifier of your soul. Maharaj is the purifier of sinners. So the name of Lord is the liberator of the fallen ones. It washed away her evil wisdom and deeds. So evil mind was making her do the corrupt deeds. Her evil mind went because she became pure. At the time of death, it cut away the news of Yama, the angel of death. Yeah, she did not have to drown in the ocean of hell due to the exile of the name of the Lord. She became totally devoid of sins and was lifted to the heavens. The name of the Lord is refuge of the shelterless ones. Waheguru. So no matter what you do, whatever you've done in your past, whoever you've checked, or whatever dirty deeds you've done, or whatever lustful deeds you've done, go to the Sangha and start saying Waheguru, and Maharaj will forgive you. And Maharaj will get you to such kind like he did with Ganika. So the virtues of the Sangha, the holy congregation, are so very great. Even the prostitute was saved by teaching the parrot to speak the Lord's name. Waheguru. Deep stuff. So we can see all these Bibbian, that stuff like that, who've got problems, who have been domestically abused, or you know they've got some sort of problem, or they might have, you know, fallen into the clutches of Islamic extremists that tricked them, or but you know we always look at the past. We always say, you know, she went out with a so and so, she went out with him, or she done this and that. If you push them away, they're gonna stay away. How many of us have, instead of dissing them, have tried to show them love and try to bring them to the right path? Musliman can do it. Musliman can bring a fallen person into Islam and make them wearing a burqa. We can't even bring our own sisters into Sikhi because we've got too much ego in us, and hate, and no compassion. We think we're Sikhs, but we're not. So, you know, if your brother was playing football with your brother and he fell down and he injured himself, you wouldn't just stand there and laugh or diss him. You'd lift him up and take him hospital. So when some of our brothers or sisters fall down in the Sikhi, in their rayat, or they fall down and, you know, commit a bajak one of the cardinal sins, we isolate them, we diss them and tell them to F off. You get me? Instead of, like, you know, helping them, we should be saying, brother, get back up on your feet. You know, keep showing the person love, keep them in the Sangat. Because if you isolate and tell them to F off just because he cut his hair or done something wrong here, what's the chance of him getting back into it? But if you help your brother and show him love and keep giving him good Sangat, hopefully he might get back into it. Do you know what I mean? It's just like the football scenario. If your brother falls, pick a fallen brother up. You just don't leave him there and laugh or diss him for falling. A compassionate person will help others, you know what I mean? Help pick your brothers up and sisters up. So, oh Nanak, what has happened to the world? There is no guide or friend. There is no love even amongst brothers and relatives. Waheguru sums it all up. I can't say no more to that. So what are we becoming? Everywhere we go, we're not helping, we're not being compassionate. Yeah? We're not doing the right things of Sikhi, but yet we think we're Sikh. So, you know, a lot of people have got the twisted view of Sikhi is become hippified. Do you know what I mean? I heard some Singh saying that if someone's raping my mum, I'd give him 3 chances. I swear, I believe, honest truth, I can't believe I'm saying this. He goes, I'd let him rape my mum twice, then on the 3rd time, I'll do him. That's hippie mentality. Do you know what I mean? You can't be doing Simran in your room and your next door neighbour's getting raped and you just pray to Waheguru to help, to, you know, somehow stop it. That's why Waheguru sent you here, Galpur Ki Forge. That's why Waheguru gave you Shastar. That's why Sidhu Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave you the Panch Kakar. Sidhu Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave you Galpur Ki Forge title. We're not hippies. You know what I mean? Everywhere you go, you hear Bugger getting knocked off, or you look on Sikh Sangat or any media, Singhs with battered and bruises and stuff like this and that. I swear, we're so hippie like. The only things we're missing is the weed and the caravan. But you know, the way half the punts are going, I think we've even got the weed and we've got cars that look like them caravans. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, man. It's like we're Galpur Ki Forge. You know, Singhs have got Kripana and they're still getting mugged for the telephones by one little Kala when they're in 10s. You know what I mean? Singhs get bullied at school or college and that and just start crying in the corner. Does Guru Gobind Singh the Shera, look at the strength of the Sebja there, who say Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh when they're on their own 2 little kids. And you know, they had a whole big government against them and they knew they were going to die. Do you know what I mean? So if you're getting bullied out there, do something about it. If someone hits you, hit them back harder, I reckon. It's always worked for me. That's what my mum told me. You know what I mean? But all these, you know, pappus, rinkles, tinkles, gablus and whatever the mums call them, glab jabmans or whatever, golgappa, like 27, 28, and they have to ask their mum, can they go to a all-night hand spy? You know what I mean? That's how we're raising our kids. Our kid falls playing football, and you know, we make it like the biggest thing. Just tell the kid to get up and carry on. So what if a little blood comes out, man? You make it the biggest thing, like come on, man, he's a Singh, man, get out of here, man. You know what I'm saying? You're just annoying at what's happening with the hippie stuff, man. So Maharaj made us Khalsa the Forge, guardians of humanity. So we're gonna stop violations from happening across the world. If we're getting violated ourselves, how are we the guardians of humanity if we can't even live in our own honour? Sidhu Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj says, if you got no honour, everything you eat is haram. No point living if you got no honour. Sidhu Guru Gobind Singh Ji said, do you know what I mean? To use Shastar, to do wrong is a sin. But while sin's going on, and you don't defend yourself, it's even a bigger sin. That's the Sikh spirit there. So what does Sikhi teach us? When Sri Guru Arjan Dev Ji was peaceful, and the Zalams, the criminals, the real terrorists, they put hot sand over peaceful Maharaj. They show no remorse. It didn't affect them. This didn't teach. This showed that Guruji had love for Sikhi. He wouldn't give up Sikhi. But what was the wake up call? The wake up call was Guru Har Gobind Ji came. Guru Har Gobind Ji, Shastatari, he fought back. In Sikhi, you fight back when you're getting picked on. You defend yourself. You ain't been sent to earth to be a victim, to get terrorized, to get bullied. You're sent here to get back on with God. But you have to have your honor. That's what Sikhi teaches. Do you know what I mean? No one's got the right to abuse you. That's what Sikhi teaches. Alright? So if someone pulls a knife on you, you can't be so much of a babbu that you start trying to hug the person, because he's just going to juke you. You're just making it easy for him. Do you know what I mean? That's the mentality some people have got, you know what I mean? Like, someone knocks your bug off, knock their block off. Standard. Alright, so Sidhu Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, he gave Shahidi peacefully. Guru Gobind Singh Ji was 9 at the time, and he's told his dad to go because Kashmiri Pandits came to him for help. So what did this teach us? What was the wake up call? Sidhu Guru Gobind Singh Ji made the Khalsa Galpur Ki Forge to always help the others. Always help other people. Sacrifice your life for others. So if you can't help yourself and you're getting victimized yourself, how are you going to help other victims? Karpur ki Ford shouldn't be getting victimized. This is the spirit Guru Gobind Singh Ji gave us. Hari Chand, this is from Bajita Natak Dasam Granth, Ang 148. Hari Chand, filled with rage, drew out his bow. He aimed and shot his arrow, which struck my horse. He aimed and shot the second arrow. Sorry, Hari Chand was one of the best arrow throwers at the time. The second arrow was towards me. The Lord protected me, and his arrow only grazed my ear. Waheguru. His third arrow penetrated deep into the buckle of my waist belt. It edged, touched the body, but did not cause a wound. The Lord saved his servant. Marja Jungle, you get me? Marjas had bare battle wounds, bare battle scars. We wasn't no gobble wrinkle tinkles. It was Jal Singh, Ajit Singh, Zorawar Singh, Sahib Singh, Fateh Singh. You know what I mean? So when the edge of the arrow touched my body, it kindled my resentment. So Jabo Bansage Taboros Jage. So you know, the biras, the righteous anger. I took the bow in my hand and aimed and shot the arrow. All the warriors fled when a volley of arrows was showered. Then I aimed the arrow on a warrior and killed him. Hari Chand was killed and his brave soldiers were trampled. Waheguru. So Maharaj got pricked and Maharaj dealt with it. If you're getting punched, you got to deal with it. You can't just sit there and you know just take it, because that person could kill you. Self-defense. Every country, every government allows self-defense, man. To a certain extent, you got to defend yourself out here, man. But the Kijoga, what happens, Bart? You get me? So the chief of Lahore was seized by death. The hillmen fled from the battlefield. All were filled with fear. I gained victory through the favour of the eternal Lord Waheguru. That's the Sikhi spirit. You touch me, you're gonna get it back. Jabal Barnes Tage Tabaros Jage. How many bonds, how many wounds has the Panth felt now? How many wounds have you felt in your personal life? Do you know what I mean? So Sakhi from Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji, Ang 1194. So Prahlad was sent to school. He took many of his friends along with him. He asked the teacher, "Why did you teach me about worldly affairs? Write the name of the dear Lord on my tablet." "Oh Baba, I will not forsake the name of the Lord. I will not bother with any other lessons." Sunda and Marka went to the king to complain. They're the teachers, yeah. He sent for Prahlad to come at once. Prahlad was the king's son. He said to him, "Stop uttering the Lord's name. I shall release you at once if you obey my words." Prahlad answered, "Why do you annoy me over and over again? God created the water, land, hills and mountains. I shall not forsake the one Lord. If I did, I would be going against my Guru. You might as well throw me into the fire and kill me." So the king became angry and drew his weapon. "Show me your protector now." So God emerged out of the pillar and assumed a mighty form. He killed Harknakish, tearing him apart with nails. The Supreme Lord God, the divinity of the divine, for the sake of his devotees, assumed the form of man lion. Says Kabir, no one can know the Lord's limits. He saves his devotees up blood over and over again. So Waheguru Karpur came down to protect his devotee and killed the enemy of the devotee. And some hippie things are saying we can't protect ourselves. It's against Sikhi. Look at Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. Look what Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj is telling us. Alright? Let's not get too hippified, right? So, if you look at this hippie stuff as well, a Nagar Kirtan's meant to be where Sangat join together and you do Kirtan. All I see at Nagar Kirtans these days is dolls, bhangra, people flirting with each other, dressed like they're going to, you know, some exotic island or something, you get me? You know, flirting going on in front of parents. And all I can hear is the doll, I can't hear no Kirtan. It's not Nagar bhangra or Nagar doll or Nagar flirt. So, all this hippie mentality, man, we're losing Sikhi. We're so far from orthodox Sikhi. We need to get back to our roots. Until we don't get back to our roots, we're always going to get slapped up. That's all I got to say. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.